Welcome to the Hidden City Podcast. I'm Grant.
And I'm Doug, and we're here to share some of the incredible stories and people from Oak Cliff that you might not know.
We're going to sit down with some of the visionaries, craftsmen, and business owners who have shaped Oak Cliff into what it is today.
Oak Cliff is on the south bank of the Trinity River, a few miles south of downtown Dallas. While technically it was part of Dallas, it was its own city for a long time, and it still has that independent spirit.
We'll dive into the history and the spirit of this place, exploring the different challenges and successes that defined it.
This is The Hidden City, a podcast about the people and the stories that make Oak Cliff extraordinary. Welcome to this episode of the Hidden City Podcast. Today we are still going on our summer reading club. Summer reading club.
That's the name. This is the last
four. Is the last?
This is the last episode of the summer reading club. We're 4 weeks in.
It's awesome.
So we hope you've enjoyed reading along with us.
Yeah.
I know we've been all over the place, but
introducing some books and stuff to you guys, and but yeah, it's been a nice little break. Today we're looking at a book called Unseen City, which is hilarious. Hidden City, Unseen City. It's actually a few years older, maybe a decade or so, and not a crazy popular book, but one that's kind of stuck in my mind a little bit. And we have with us Eric Nystrom, good friend and culinary and hospitality director for Elmwood Farms. And Eric's
happy
here.
to be here.
Yeah, man. We
happy
just
to
dragged him in here.
represent the every man off the street who's never even heard of this book. So I will be your way in to hearing about this and commenting on it.
And it's also, the book is kind of like, I'll give it an overview in a second, but it's like observing wildlife in your city, nature in your city, asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric spends a lot of time at the farm, at Elmwood
Eric's
Farm,
an
and he
observant
sees,
dude,
Sounds
too.
a lot like what I do just naturally.
I feel like this will be a nice fit.
Yeah.
I think it fits well with our other books, too. We did Cannery Row by Steinbeck. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back. Theo of Golden.
That was awesome. Have you heard that one yet?
I keep hearing about it.
Okay.
We kept hearing about it to the point of like, okay, let's just read it.
Yeah.
But I think part of the theme in those books, and Narnia now, too.
Of course, we had to go Narnia.
It's hard to escape.
Which one? All of them?
Kind of all of them.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we kind of went all over.
Yeah.
But it was great. We had a Fred, the head of the C.S. Lewis Institute, on for that one. So, let's jump in. Doug, you were the one who discovered this book. Tell us a little bit about the author, maybe, and then also why he wrote the book.
Okay, so Nathanael Johnson is his name. He's a kind of a journalist. I'd say like food writer. Lives in California, maybe San Francisco, but he wrote this book. He had a daughter, and he's kind of got this father-daughter relationship he's talking about, and how he would walk her to the daycare, and when he was walking in his neighborhood, she would just ask him questions like, hey, what is this? Like, what's this tree? What's this bug? What's this thing? And I feel like a lot of, sometimes people could be like, all right, it's just this or whatever. But he took it upon himself. He's like, all right, I'm going to research each of these things and try to figure out like what we're surrounded by. And so, and some of these things are normal, like just snails on the ground or squirrels and things that you're like, this is every day. But like, when you have that kid, also, Eric's got a daughter as well. And so it's like
5-year-old daughter who asks a lot of why questions.
Yes, dude. Yes. It kind of brings that like mindset to you, thinking like, okay, well, what are these things? What am I surrounded by? And he kind of goes each chapter kind of observing certain things. So I think squirrels, there's one.
Okay.
Snails is another. Pigeons. She had a lot of questions about the pigeons. The trees. There's a ginkgo tree one too. But
I love that he didn't just give a basic answer, but like didn't know what kind of tree, and so he's like, well, it's not just a tree. Like it's some version of a tree. Yeah. And I want to go figure out what that means so I can explain 100%. It to my daughter. That sounds
one of these was an example is the crows. So there's just these birds that are all around. Everyone kind of knows an American crow of sorts. he came to find out that crows are one of the smartest birds out there, and have an amazing ability of talking to each other. And so he, during these walks, like, he could have been like, "Hey, daughter, this is a crow. Like, I don't know, here's a picture of it." But he's realizing that you can actually hear when they're talking to each other. Like, they can be like, "Hey, someone's coming," or you can kind of pick up on certain like calls that they make that tell you they're talking about your neighborhood in some ways. And so
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So the birds
they remember faces too.
Yeah,
do they really?
They remember faces.
Don't cross a crow,
that too. Yeah.
Wait, what does that mean?
They can
like they'll
remember
recognize
your
a face
if you. Okay. I don't know if they.
It's Google AI detection.
Grudge holding.
Yeah.
But, apparently, they can recognize faces. They can use tools.
Oh, which is kind of crazy because you don't think of a bird as consciously recognizing things like that, but
especially not a crow because we think they're commonplace.
Yeah. I feel like that was one of the joys for this book for me, was just kind of seeing that, like, man, he took it a deeper level on some of these things where it's like, okay, all this stuff is around us. Even we were walking back from the bakery, and there's like this beautiful red bird with like I know, Jason, you and I saw it, and then it flew up on the lines, and then behind that, above the farm, the red-tailed hawk that's up there, and you're like, oh, everything else is, we're here, but there's like things that have been here a lot longer than us, things that are still here. Also, Mr. EPA, Eric can speak to that as well. But you're in an environment that's urban, but also wilderness too.
Absolutely. I like the idea of, I have observed it, having a 5-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. The questions that they ask you open your eyes to what you've neglected because of familiarity, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny how I have a specific memory of being in Mexico City in the big park.
Yeah.
And they had black squirrels there, and I was like, oh my gosh,
the squirrels are black.
And like, just because they were slightly different shade it made me see them.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to push against the momentum of your own life to slow down to appreciate what's around you all the time.
Yeah, that seems to be the hard part.
That.
Yeah, it sounds like kids can remind you that there's a lot of interesting things around you all the time, and little creatures that are neighbors that we see every day.
Yeah.
But that they're there and they've got some interesting...
Well, the squirrels was one of the chapters in this book, actually.
What does he say about squirrels? I was trying to remember.
Yeah, he, it's everyday, ordinary. It's like, okay, I see a million squirrels. But, like, he started watching them more closely because he was just like, all right, she's asking me these questions. That's going to be the next thing I look at. And they had an insane memory. He was just like, their memory is wonderful. They know... where they've put these nuts, where they're storing these things. Yeah. But then actually the conversation I was having with my son, he said something, he was like, oh, Dad, someone told me that they're tree planters. That's another name for squirrels. Because they just take these and plant trees in different spots. I mean, they eat them too, but the nuts, but...
They can't get back to all of them.
Yeah.
So they eventually plant trees.
That's constantly what they're doing. And so, yes, they can be a nuisance, but also it's like there's a deeper story happening with even just the squirrels.
I do love it because it's, I think most of us, the familiarity of squirrels, for instance, sort of breeds either contempt or like...
Hit them with a car.
Yeah, or just like either they don't matter, I just can ignore them, or I know what a squirrel is, there's nothing else for me to know. Or it's like they're a nuisance.
Yeah.
Because they can might run across your street and you might like have to swerve and not hit one.
Or they eat all your tomatoes before they... right.
That's always fun.
That is,
for example,
a real nuisance. Theoretical, I think. But...
So, yeah, I mean, I think I immediately think of Elmwood, where we all live, this neighborhood. You've got the creek here. I think of, like, what are things that we can observe or that maybe you have observed that's around the neighborhood. I mean, it's a practice, I feel like, in some of those too, is like you start to ask these questions like, what kind of trees are along the creek? Are they the same that are in the neighborhoods? Yeah, I mean, spending time at the farm, are there things that you see?
We definitely have perhaps a family of hawks, as you mentioned.
I think we do.
A gigantic, I don't know, red-tailed hawk.
Yeah.
And less chickens because of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of, I'm thinking about the idea of noticing, attention, which requires slowness.
Yeah.
And curiosity.
Everything's moving fast, so how do you even have time to...
Yeah.
Forcing yourself, like you said, to fight against the, I think, natural instinct to just keep moving, do your thing, not notice.
Yes.
You have to, like, it sounds like this guy had to force himself to notice a snail.
Yeah.
And, like, spend time with the snail.
Yeah.
And observe them. And that's cool. I don't know. It just seems like it's like a good reminder of the things that are around us that we, I don't know, take for granted.
Well, and I'll say I've been in this process a little bit, being a little slower at the house. We've been renovating and moved in finally, and so we're just kind of chilling. And maybe to Kelsey's dismay, I'll like find some toad or insect, or it's usually nature oriented. Immediately ChatGPT, what is this thing? Why is it here? And yesterday I saw it's a moth, but it's bright orange, white, and black. And I guess it's like just comes around in the summertime, but it was just crazy looking moth. And that one kind of caught my attention because it was bright and different. But there's a gazillion little things too that I feel like that are around. Yeah.
Wonder is contagious. Like the
the
wonder and the curiosity of your kids asking about it.
I think so too.
Even you might see a story on social media, or I don't know, something that directs your eyes to something that you haven't looked at before. And I think you mentioned looking something up on ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
The potential, sort of in the opposite direction, the potential to ask, I feel like you've sent me a picture of something and I've been like, dude, what is this? Because I'm interested in nature and the relationship forming aspect of like collective wonder towards something.
Yes.
And curiosity. I mean, that's what science at its most basic form is. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? And how does it work? And what can I learn from studying the little things you might miss? I also...
there's something missing by just doing the quick ask. Is that kind of what you're saying? I think that I could see that. No, that's maybe what Kelsey's gets pissed at me about.
Dude, you get the whole body of information of
I'm sorry.
All time at your fingertips.
She's like, there's a narrow use of AI and there's a broad use. You use it broadly. And I'm like, all right, I know.
I mean, we've all been using Google that way for a long time.
Right.
Google AI.
I do love the way you just describe science, though, because that is like ultimately it's people can think of science as a very cold and heartless, or just like, I don't know, people can have a weird view of science, I think, sometimes. And really, like, the history of science and natural history is like just observing things and testing things and like having assumptions and testing those assumptions and trying to understand the reality kind of.
Speaking of, I'm going to bring those together, the technology and the observation side. Have you all ever used the Merlin bird app? No. Okay. It's awesome. Cornell University.
If you hear a bird chirping sound, it'll identify it. Is that what it is?
Walk outside, download the Merlin bird app. This is intro to observation. But you can, if there's any bird sounds, they've like recognized all of the sounds, create a library.
That's cool.
And then create an app to where they can listen to those sounds, identify the birds in your neighborhood, on your street, wherever. Tell you if it's like a morning song or an evening song, because they'll have different songs throughout the day. And over time, you can even kind of understand the migrations. So like, hey, all these Orioles are now coming through Dallas. And
that's neat.
Yeah, I think it's, well, yes, we live in a city, but there's still a ton. I mean, I remember talking to Chris Corpus about him trying to turn the lights off during different migrations in Dallas. Because it's like, oh yeah, Mother Nature's here, dude. Like it's
the relationship between people and animals and cities and nature. It's interesting because I think we are quick to separate nature from like, okay, there's pavement here. This is a town. This is a city.
Yeah. And
the animals are kind of out of here, except some of the pests around here. But it's like, no, they're just all there all the time. Yeah. And I think about the pigeon is another example he uses. Yeah. It's an interesting one because obviously they're like go to a major city, pigeons are all over the place, and they don't really fly around much right now. And I think the question he kind of answers is like, why? What's the history of a pigeon?
Yeah.
And why are they in these cities? And there's a whole interesting history of pigeons being domesticated and used by humans for centuries to pass messages.
Yeah.
And so there is under that whole story of like pigeons are left in cities because that's where people were using them, and now they're no longer using them for that.
Yeah.
And so they just hang out there.
Yeah.
That's my uneducated history of a pigeon. But
I think it was right. It also, he talked about too, after he started observing them, and this is some of the ugly side of like wildlife and city together too, is like all of them were injured. He was like every single one of them like had like some piece missing, or like so many were injured. And it was like, oh, like it's these things, like there's a story even behind that. Like, why are they injured? Because of trash or this or that, or them being too curious with humans, or that way of being. But
they're adapting to their new environment, but it's not
natural,
particularly well suited for them. Or
yeah.
They're suffering an existential crisis because they're
separated.
Their vocation is gone.
They don't,
they don't carry mail anymore.
They've been trying to figure it out for a long time.
They're just texting each other now. Like, I need to be giving out pieces of paper.
It is an interesting lesson in like taking the nuisance and trying to appreciate it, because like I know
squirrels.
That lizards at our house is another hot topic of like
lizards.
My wife doesn't love them.
Okay, is this
she sees them? She doesn't love them.
The
I
Texas
know.
spiny lizard that we see running around?
No, like the little geckos.
Okay. Oh, those.
Geckos?
Yeah.
Which I think they're pretty neat.
Yeah.
She doesn't love them.
Okay,
but I think it's like those, or insert whatever creepy crawly things kind of around the house. That's a hard thing to try and appreciate, actually. I find that like
maybe she can start with something else.
maybe
look up to lizards.
Maybe not the gecko, but like insert silverfish or whatever the thing is crawling around your house. It's like oof, I don't want that here.
I will appreciate that. Not liking that, like, I mean, snakes. We found a snake in our yard the other day, and I feel like my general reaction, maybe even natural reaction, is to hate snakes. And it was just like, I can't.
Something primal about that.
Yeah, something,
certainly.
maybe even spiritual about it. But anyways, this snake is in the backyard, and I feel like over time, I'm like, it's a fear even of seeing snakes. Learning more about it has made me fear them a little less. Like, where I'm like, hey, this one's not venomous. This one just literally eats cockroaches and little mice. Like, it's like
will not harm you.
It's actually
even if it does bite
very,
you, you'll be
very
fine.
helpul.
It's
like
spiders too.
Spiders
for sure.
Well, and learning about, like, I feel like that. This was a Texas rat snake, is what it was, and it was just by the creek area, and it was like this big,
But even like the idea of, I get so mad when people see a snake and immediately like
kill it
with a shovel.
Yeah.
Like
just
hold on a second.
It might be your friend.
It might be benign. It might be beneficial to you. It might be venomous, and then you can just shoo it away.
Yeah.
Because it's part of the ecosystem. I feel like you and I have talked about going on a walk at night with a headlamp.
Oh, dude, yes.
No one told me this. I don't think anyone told you this.
Yeah.
It was just like I kept seeing little shiny spots in the grass, all over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? And go up and look really
What is
close,
this?
and they're
This
all
is
spider eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the
You can see the
you
eyes
can
in
see
the
the
spiders.
reflection. It's either a spider or we did this camping with the kids. We went to Cedar Hill Park, I think, and we found a scorpion by doing that. And then, you see tiny little reflections in. They're all around us, but the spiders you can find. Yeah,
that's a lot.
You can find the big.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I do feel like. Go ahead.
It can be scary, but
Well, I
it's also
think
like
there's
kind of
like
like
there's something
it's kind
about-
of awesome.
If you're scared
Like,
of spiders, that might not make you overjoyed to know that they're literally all around you all the time.
It is a little bit like learning about the thing that you're afraid of can actually make it less scary.
It's been that way for me a little bit.
And there's like an exposure therapy level to that where it's like you gotta hold a few snakes before you're kind of like or spiders. Like you gotta be used to them kind of being around you for a little bit.
That is the next step in my mind, is picking up that Texas rat snake carefully.
I think you got to do it.
But
maybe,
at least
I don't know.
Maybe not. He's like, don't be sure.
Grab the snake,
that was the grab a snake. That was, I think, that text I sent out to the farm guys was a mushroom, like that was growing out of a tree, and I was like, guys, I think this is a lion's mane mushroom growing out of this tree, and everyone was like, I don't know, Doug. What does chat say? And it was like, kind of, maybe, but don't cook it and eat it.
Yeah.
Davidson was the one who was like,
you gotta be.
Yeah, Davidson was like, hey, just cut a little bit and try it, and then if you flare up, it's
violently
probably not
ill
good. I know, he was like, but then you had a nice quote about mushroom farmers.
There are bold mushroom hunters and there are old mushroom hunters, but there are no old bold mushroom hunters.
That's pretty good.
I feel like a theme that I'm picking up through this, and something I feel like I've noticed. Funny enough, I drive in from Oak Cliff to downtown most days.
Yeah.
Drive over the levee.
Yeah.
It's a channelized thing.
Yeah.
It's whatever. We just drive over it. We don't look at it. Oh, the Trinity's tiny and muddy and polluted. Hardly look at it.
Right.
But then if you've ever gone down into the levee,
awesome,
and walked the trails, you see like so much texture and difference in different areas of the levee, close to the water, away. There's little like ephemeral wetlands with all sorts of wildlife. Herons coming, frogs.
It's wild.
Just a lesson of like texture is lost when you're moving too fast. And this idea that we're talking about of wonder kind of slowing you down. I love that.
Dude, that Levee Trinity River trail is awesome. I wish more people knew about it, or actually like
dance with the one who brought you.
Do I?
Yeah,
dude.
Might not have the Columbia River like Portland, but
that's right.
Know that river. I mean, even we were talking to that Chris Corpus again, and he was like, "Do you know?" He's like, "Not a lot of people know this, but there's bald eagles that are down there," and you're kind of like, "What? I've got bald eagles in Dallas, 7 minutes from here." Like,
Dallas's reputation's like no natural beauty, no nothing.
You could watch a bald eagle go hunt in the morning. How crazy is that?
And we have one of the biggest urban
the Great Trinity
forests in the United States, right? So I mean, it's like we have the wildlife.
And guys, you can just do this in Elmwood, right?
You
can look around.
Could even be doing it in
I know, but we have these massive.
Yeah, we have a stream. One time I was in the stream, and I could focus on the fact that I guess they put a sewer line or something through the middle of the stream.
Yeah, why did?
I don't know. Someone out there tell us.
Yeah.
But also, I was just walking in there, listening to the water, and a hawk swooped over my head and was going through the creek, like Luke Skywalker in the Death Star.
Oh, dude!
And it was incredible.
That creek has so much life.
It's like a highway for animals.
Cool limestone cliffs.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Cedar Creek, man. Cedar Creek. No, we were biking the other day, and there's what's the duck with the green head? Mallard ducks? No,
I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds right.
Those ducks were down there. I'm seeing turtles with like red ear turtles, like those going through there. There's fish in there. I don't even know how there's fish in there, but there's fish in there.
A little bit of a stream going through.
Kinda. But there. I think that's one of those places where I'm like, there's a ton to observe there. So.
Man, I think finding time / making time to do this kind of stuff, I feel like it's almost like a skill you have to get reps in, because I feel like it is so hard with the iPhone in your hand and like responsibilities every day to calculate. I'm gonna
spend 5 minutes walking this trail, or
right,
I'm gonna
or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you guys try and make time for that? Because you're both busy with kids too.
I feel like the kids have forced that a little bit. Yeah. What's your answer?
Oh, I would say the kid
is the one that leads you to that.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, cool.
We like to go out to the farm.
Yeah.
Usually when we need to get out of the house, we can go look at the zipper cream peas that we planted with the kid field trip and watch the way that the flower buds turn into bean pods or pea pods. We can look at the wine grapes, look at all the zinnias growing, and explain these zinnias planted themselves. Mm-hmm. And then you go through the cycle of what is a seed, and it just opens up the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the wonder of it.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Sorry.
No, go.
I got to lead a field trip at the farm for my daughter's school, West Dallas Community.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Now I did catch myself like starting to talk about like photosynthesis and carbon dioxide.
You're like,
and I was like, okay, these are pre-K kids.
Yeah.
So I was like,
dude, lay it on them.
Translate.
Yeah,
like, everybody take a deep breath and breathe out.
Yeah.
Okay, what you just breathed out, the plants breathe in. And
dude, that's great.
And seeing little ones like nodding their head and they're like, what? And understanding and talking about the patience required for gardening.
Yeah.
And, nature is a teacher in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to lean on the lessons of nature.
Yeah. No, reminds me, my oldest came home one day from school, and it was just like, I don't know, someone was pulling bark off a tree or something, and he was like, let nature. And I was like, all right, dude. I was like, I know, but I was like, dude, I love that. I'm going to steal that. Like, there is a little bit of that part that's just kind of like, oh, it's pretty cool. We get to observe this, and like, you don't want to, go too crazy on it, but also, I don't know, it's kids. A kid's probably one of those answers that's like, how does it slow down? I mean, I could see too, like, walking the trail, having coffee in the morning, just chilling. Like, I feel like you and your wife do coffee morning porch stuff. It's like, okay,
sure.
Start to listen to the birds or see.
Yeah, like take a curiosity or take an interest in what type of bird it is or what type of. I feel like naming something rather than just like, hey, that's a bird, but that's this particular type of bird.
Yeah.
Suddenly gives you a deeper experience of those animals and those creatures. And now next time you hear that sound, you're like, oh, this is a so-and-so bird.
A ton of crows here this season.
I'm surrounded by this or that.
Yeah.
Even just naming that kind of changes your
it grounds you a little bit. Or maybe it's not grounding. I don't know. Makes you closer to the
being present where you are.
Yeah,
aware of like your
awareness.
Yeah, you're not just floating through. You're
your
like,
place in the ecosystem, sort of.
Yeah.
You're pushing back against maybe a cynical view of an urban area or Dallas in particular or whatever. We're not Austin.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not Austin because everybody thinks Dallas is not Austin.
Yeah.
Granted, they are in the hill country.
Yeah.
But pushing back against the notion that we don't have any natural beauty.
Right.
Or, I forgot what I was going to say.
No, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think of our grandparents, they loved birds, and they would like, had their binocs. They would learn about all of them. They would feed them. They would
go see the great,
whooping crane?
Whooping crane migration. Yeah. They would go travel 2.5 hours away and go watch it.
See that. Yeah. But I think there's some beauty in just like recognizing what's around you, asking questions. Go ahead and chat GPT it. I don't care. Sorry, Kels. Yeah. No, it's fun. It gives you a deep appreciation. So, anyways, I've loved this book. it's an easy read too. It's not like a crazy one, but it is fun seeing like the world through like your kids' eyes, but then also just like slowing down and asking questions of things that are around you. But yeah,
starting small maybe is a good
a good
way to not feel like guilted.
Oh yeah,
by not noticing anything.
Well, also you don't even have to do it.
Start with
you don't have to
thing that you don't know what it is and looking it up.
Yeah.
Take a picture of a snail next time you see one and just ask a question about what kind of snail
city.
it is.
My kids have a snail city. Where
Snail City.
All the snails.
Oh,
that's
dude.
amazing.
What's the population of
Created
Snail
a
City?
very dense urban area for snails. The snails are like
Snail City.
Snails like, I guess we're gonna
crawling
adapt.
all over you.
Dude, that's hilarious.
This also just made me want to go canoe through the Trinity River with you boys. So maybe we can do
talk
this.
about the Goodbye to a River? I can't remember the name of the author, but he's talking about the upper Brazos before they.
Dude, I got a copy.
Dam.
Graves is his name.
Graves.
Something Graves.
The way he talks about.
Explain the concept again.
The concept is the author, who's from Texas.
Yep.
They were going to build, I don't remember what reservoir they were building, but they were going to dam up the Brazos, maybe like Possum.
I think it was something like that.
And so he was canoeing the part of the river that was going to be
gone.
Underwater and gone.
He was like, no one will ever do this
no
ever
one
again.
will ever be able
and
to
so
do
I'm going to take a 10, 12 day, 30 day, I don't even know how long it was, but.
He canoes, he's camping and canoeing and reflecting on the history of all these little spaces.
Dude.
It's just a beautiful, it was beautiful to see someone talk about the beauty of
our area, North Texas, like in some of this. No, he was. Yeah, maybe we should have done that book. No, Unseen City's easy. This one though is the next one. But he's just going down and he's seeing like the nature aspect of it, like the birds flying in and beavers on the creek and all this stuff. But then there's also the historical side where it's like, okay, this is named whatever was like corner because this pioneer family here's house burned down and this thing or whatever. Like it was just like the history of everything along the river. Because I do think that is something I've loved about Elmwood and all this area is like we have a creek. There's life up and down that creek. 5 Mile Creek is another one of those things in Oak Cliff, 5 miles from downtown. It's just like you've got a ton of life that's happening up and down that. And then right in downtown Trinity River, like you've got that going. And so we do have like,
it's like the reason people initially settled near here.
Absolutely.
It's like there was a river.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Long
time.
Dairy.
Yeah.
Tennessee Dairy.
I know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. But
good stuff.
Yes to canoeing down the Trinity.
Okay. So that's Unseen City. Author is Nathanael.
Was it Nathanael Johnson? I actually emailed him back in the day before I moved to Elmwood and told him about this area and was just like thanking him for writing this book. And he said Elmwood looked awesome. And
you read us that email earlier, and you literally said like, I'm just about to move into Elmwood.
Yeah.
I love your book. If you're ever around, like,
let's walk a trail together. Yeah, something like that.
So, and you responded. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he did a great job. So
cool.
Awesome. Eric, thanks for jumping on and talking nature with us.
My pleasure. Yeah, anytime.
That's awesome.
Great.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Hidden City. We hope you discovered something about Oak Cliff that you didn't know. If you enjoyed the show, I hope you subscribe to it on YouTube and then follow us on any of the podcasting platforms. Also, if you enjoyed it, please share with a friend. And thanks so much for tuning in.